Okay, well, hello. My name's Ryder, and today I'm going to show you my application. It's called Campus Connect. It's for iOS, and then eventually it will be on Android, but we're sticking with iOS for now. And my advisor, Mr. Harani, and then Bachelor's of Computer Science is my major, if you couldn't tell. Yeah. Yeah, so what is it? Well, it's a social media app, and it's specifically targeted for ministry. It's going to be a central platform where you can have content of your ministry and your ministry alone, and then you can manage events and engage with members, and then you'll no longer get all that content that's cluttered in with all the other media outlets like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, if anyone uses that. And it can be a valuable tool for the religious organizations that want to connect with their members and reach new people. Why use it? Well, it's an easy to use app, and it provides a variety of features that can help ministries improve their communication and engagement. Easy to engage with your audience so organizations can rest assured that their content is being seen. And it can provide a way for you to connect with your members through your organization. And it's just a valuable tool that can be used to connect and reach members. The goal, well, my goal is to get a new platform out there that's not filled with secular content, I guess. It's targeted towards church and college ministries, and the goal is to get rid of distractions, and it can be used for any religious organization, no matter the size. What are the benefits? Well, you got increased visibility. Just centralizing your communication will help get your messages out there and to a wider audience on a variety of devices. And you'll have improved engagement, just making it easy for staying connected with your members, and increased membership, hopefully. It will provide a platform for members to connect with one another and also their ministry. What are some benefits of this for the ministries? Increased efficiency, makes it easy for leaders to stay organized and manage their ministries to the best of their abilities, and improved communication, which will make it easy for leaders to just stay connected with their groups, and increase engagement, makes it easy for members to get involved, which is important when you're in a ministry. So the development, the target operating system for now is iOS and iPadOS. And the second target operating system will be Android, just because I kind of don't like it. And then to develop the application, I used Apple's IDE called Xcode. It's the environment that I used to develop the application in. And the programming language I've used is Swift UI. And the Swift, it's from Apple. It was released back in 2014 on June 2nd at the Worldwide Developer Conference, or Dub to our fellow Apple people in the audience, or to me, because none of you probably know what that is. It works with Apple's Cocoa pod framework, and it has the ability to interpret existing Objective-C code from previous decades. And using Swift UI, the counterpart of Swift, I'll be able to design the interface and take advantage of not only software but hardware functionality. The application was designed in Figma. It's application that was released back in 2016 on the 27th of September. And it's used by some of the top designers for mocking up user interfaces or posters or any type of graphic, really. But primarily, I used it to lay out the UI of my application. And then third-party plugins like Swift UI Inspector allowed me to view the mockups I had and take code from them and apply it to the Swift UI and Xcode. So for the database, I'm using Firebase. It's a database management system from Google, and it allows for database management, user authentication. You can store things. You can have analytics and messaging. For this application, I'll primarily be using the storage feature and authentication feature. And then for collections, well, unique identifiers for the specific types of data within the app. So in this database, I have two relationships taking place between all the content within the app. I have a many-to-many relationship and a one-to-many relationship. To explain those better, so many-to-many is a relationship between two entities where each entity can be related to many other entities. And the one-to-many is the same thing, except each entity in the second group can only be related to one entity in the first group. So here are some of the database relationships that are in the apps, I guess. So members to ministry is a many-to-many, and members to leaders is one-to-many. So in the members section, we have the members, and they'll have a member ID, their name, username, and profile picture, and they can belong to many ministries. So that's why that's many-to-many. But you can't have so then members to leaders is same thing for members, name, username, ID, and profile picture, but only one leader is associated with the member. So you can't be a leader and then have multiple members. And then ministries, we got ministries to leaders, which is many-to-many. We got ministries to announcements, which is one-to-many, and then ministries to events. The ministries are what's driving the application. So you can have a many-to-many relationship with leaders to ministries. So you can have a lot of leaders to the one ministry. And then for announcements, you got one-to-many because you can only have, there's one ministry for that announcement, but there could be multiple announcements coming in. Then same for events. You got the one ministry, but with multiple events coming in. And then the data and these collections are being used to power a variety of features within Campus Connect. User profiles, the ministry management, and the most important feature, I think, is the prayer request. As you can see, the ministries are here, and the ministries can have many members, and it can have many leaders, and then it can have one ministry with many announcements, events, and prayer requests. The user interface. Campus Connect was made with the user in mind. It allows for useful but organized content flow. So the welcome screen, we got a nice welcome message just telling you what you're getting yourself into and just saying that you're going to manage your ministry and it's going to be seamless and intuitive. And so you can sign in with Apple or Google if you want to have a more secure authentication method, or you have the option to create your own account. So you can go into your sign up page and it'll ask for your basic information that you normally see on anything you sign up for these days, like your name, email, username. You got a password if you want a password, which is recommended. And then you can choose your role. This is where you become either a leader or a member. So if you're a member, you'll see define the ministry screen once you click continue from the last step. So you'll be able to search for a ministry and you'll be able to join that ministry or send them a request to join. And then you got the sign up for the ministry, which will allow you to create a ministry, give it a name and description, and you can set your privacy to either open or close. So on the home screen, I kept it pretty simple. I think the most important feature is the light and dark mode. Just my preference. I like dark mode. But as you can see, so you'll see once you create an account and you join the ministry, you'll see all the groups that you're in. So, for instance, I got Grow Group Offering Team, and then Fort Hayes Challenge. And then you can see that how many updates has that group made, and you can see what's happening in that day or previous days if you missed something. And if you go even further, if you click on one of these cards, you'll be able to take into your group feed, basically, which will show you all the announcements and prayer requests that are coming in, along with a timeline view of the events that are coming up. And then on the announcement screens, you'll just see, you'll have your announcement of today and previous, and then just one thing is if you're a leader, you'll see the option to add an announcement and to delete the announcement. And then if you add an announcement, you'll be able to get your new update out to your members as seamlessly as possible, just entering your title and description, and then just posting it. Then on the calendar screen, we got your month view of the calendar. It'll show you the current day, year, and month you're in. And then it'll have all the upcoming events in a timeline order with the time they start and the time they end. Then as for leaders, you'll just have the option to add an event or delete events. And then messaging. So when it comes to messaging, instead of users just being able to message whoever or just find anyone within the app, those members have to be within a ministry and they can only message people that they're in the same ministry with. And then group chats. So group chats, only leaders are allowed to make the group chat. So no outside drama can happen, basically, when leaders have control over what's happening. And then the most important feature that I think we are offering within the app is the prayer request. So if you're having like a bad day, or you just need some encouragement in your life, or just, just need some lifting up, you got the quick prayer request that you can do. Just tell people what's going on. And then, yeah, that's Campus Connect, the iOS application. Are there any questions? Yeah.
Say you started off as a member and you created an account for their members. Is there a way to switch to a leader eventually?
At this point, no, but that's a good thing I should probably keep in mind.
I have a question about your logo. Was there what did you have in mind when you designed it? Because I noticed it kind of looks like a cross, and I was wondering if that was intentional.
Yes, it was pretty intentional. So I was having trouble thinking of the logo actually, but then after thinking about it, I was like, it's right in front of me. It's a cross. Then I was like, I need it to be like Campus Connect. So I was like, I'll take two C's and put them together, just stretch them out, and then make them look like they're a cross. And then I also made a mini logo, just like a atom or something I was going for. But it ties it together, I think. Yeah.
What would you say would be the main benefit of using this app versus like using something like GroupMe?
Well, on GroupMe, let's say, you can post things, but it's more of like a messaging app. You can post events, but they're gonna appear as messages only. There's not a separate place within that app where you can say like, oh, what's the events coming up for this week? And you can't see a full view of that. So stuff like that will make it better.
Does the chat feature has ability to have audio and video, or just purely text?
Just purely text. I don't want any nonsense going on in the video with pictures being sent, or just want it all to be clean and set to one standard, I guess.
Are there any restrictions or requirements that need to be met in order to identify as a leader, or can anyone be a leader?
Right now, anyone can be a leader, but there's nothing really stopping someone from being a leader. But if you're a leader and then you try to make a ministry that's copying someone else's ministry, I guess, then there'd be like restrictions to that, but nothing saying that you can't be a leader.
So is there some kind of code that you could create or find that would be like the pastor of the church or the leader of the organization has to approve you as a leader? Is that possible?
Yeah, that's one thing I had in mind. It's like, so when you go to find a ministry, basically, and it's either open or closed, you have the option to join that ministry or send a request. So it's up to the ministry, I guess, if they let that member in, or if they say, no, you can't. Yes.
Me? Oh, is there an option to do prayer requests anonymously, or is it always have your name on it?
You can do it anonymously if you want. That's one thing I'm working on adding. So you'll be able to, if you set it to private or public, I guess. And then if you set it to public, anyone can see it. But if you set it to private, you'll be able to post it still, but only the group leaders will be able to see it. And it'll send them an individual message about what's going on.
So with this application, you like customizable? Because I know that not all ministries will use all things. Like I know that some ministries won't use like grow groups.
Yeah. So when you create a ministry, so the cards you were saying in, those are just for members themselves for things they're in. So if you're in one, you'll see those cards, and customizing will be up to the ministry.
How about this, app would take actually from the cell phone storage to this storage?
So since it's pulling everything from Firebase and then storing some of the data on the phone, right? It's not taking too much, probably.
Can you estimate, I mean, just roughly how much?
At this point, I don't know how much is being taken up on the storage.
Did you consider any other database management systems other than Firebase?
Yes, actually, I'm looking at switching that. I don't like Firebase, and it hasn't been very helpful with what I want to do and what requirements I'm needing. So I'm actually thinking about switching to something called Vapor for Swift UI, which will allow me to use Swift as a database management platform, basically.
So why did you choose to limit yourself to purely religious organizations instead of opening it up to other organizations? Because many organizations have members and leaders and need help with communication similar to this.
Well, first off, I wanted to do something I was passionate about and something that a big part of my life. And ministry is something I'm a part of, and I can see that sometimes there's struggle with just engaging with members and staying connected. And I was like, I want to create something that will be impactful to the people around me, I guess.
So could you like show us the features, like actually go into them and show us?
Currently, I do not have a working model or working demo of it. It's still within the development phase and still trying to work out some bugs.
Any other question?
Yeah, just to estimate, I mean, what's the percentage of, I think that you already finished if you can just tell us, I mean, when do you think it's gonna be finished, even if it's after the specific estimate, how much work still to be done?
I'm planning on, my plan is to try to get it up by this coming fall. And then I'll start working on the Android side of the app. So, yeah. So this fall for the iOS app, and then the, I don't know how long for the Android version of things, but probably soon after that. I mean, I don't really care about the Android side, but since I'm making an app like next multiple people, I kind of have to have both platforms if I want to stay connected.
Apple users and Android users
Yeah.
hate each other. So not very understandable.
Yeah.
Just one quick question. Are you willing to commercialize the product?
Yes, that's my plan. In the future, I'd like to do that.
So the software you're using, like the database and the graphic design thing, are we gonna get that cut out of it, or what's
I mean, I'm sure they'll want it, and I'll have to talk to my manager about that and how to deal with that. But yes.
Could you rather go back to the database, please? I have a question on the database. The next slide, the one showing between the relation between leaders and members. So you said each leader has multiple members, right? And each member belongs to one leader, right?
Yeah.
So I
Or
think the relation here
yeah.
should be like the opposite. Should be one, right?
Well, there could be multiple leaders just connected to one member. Yeah. And there can be members connected to multiple leaders. So like if I'm a member, but there's also multiple leaders alongside.
So can a member be in two organizations? Can they be like part of
Yeah.
Challenge and Encounter?
Mhm.
So would that then be many to many?
Yes. I think it should be
Yeah.
meant
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. That'd be right.
So my second question is like, are you thinking to add any new features to your like app in the future?
Yes, I still have to add like a settings page and just all the stuff for user experience, I guess, and the still have that to go, but features will always come and go, I guess.
Any other question? Okay. Thank you so much, Raida.